God, if I knew then what I know now, I would probably be able to get away with a lot less studying. I would, just because I feel like, I think James captured this in the beginning, but in the beginning you were very focused on just doing every single assignment, reading every page in the book, and trying to just get the best grade, just because you want to try to differentiate yourself. But eventually you realize that's not what you have to do to get the grade or just learn the material. It's you learn what portion of the book is important or relative. You learn what assignments. Obviously, there's all the assignments you want to read, but you're gonna have to. There's going to be compromises. It's one class may suffer at the expense of the other 1 week just because there's projects doing one and not the other. But at the end of the day, I think if I really knew 3 years ago what I know now, I probably would know how to study more efficiently, and I would probably spend more time with friends and family, because this last year I've had such a great time because of the fact that I've been able to gain that balance. And I think school's been a lot more fun this last year.
Yeah. And it's like a full-time job too.
Yeah. I mean, which is amazing, because this last year has been my heaviest load between the classes I took with Sussman, Conkram, with GAP, and then being the president, being the GAP fellow, and just working full-time. It's been truly the heaviest load of all 3 years, but it's been the most exciting. And it's been probably not as stressful as the first year, because that's when you're coming up to speed and still trying to figure out what needs to get done, and just find your position within everyone else.
My two biggest takeaways from Anderson, one is the collaboration, the part that I didn't expect until after I got here, because now I'm really appreciating the value of teamwork. In the past, a lot of the things that I did were just me, and I counted on me to get things done. And now I've learned a lot to delegate, to work with other people and to understand, their agendas and what they need in order for everyone to work well together. And if I had appreciated that earlier, I think I would have done some very different things in my job. Being able to count on other people, being able to include other people in my decisions and what I do. And I think that would have made a very good impact on my career prior to school. The other thing is, and this is not anything I've picked up in any one class, but the common theme in a lot of things that we took seemed to be that there's always a backstory that's far more interesting than what's presented up front. And to get to that backstory, you got to dig. And that's something that I've learned to do now, is not just take things at face value and always look for what's the angle, because that is always far more interesting than what everyone else is working on. And whatever is interesting is whatever I'm going to go for it and put my energy into.
I say for me, every class you're going to take, whether it's directly related or not even remotely related to what you do in your current job, don't take it lightly. You're going to find that there are weeks, there's going to be specific topics that are going to come up that you're not going to recognize it right now, but definitely do apply to what you do at work. And there's been a few instances where, like I said, I'm in marketing. I do marketing, I do finance, but a lot of the stuff that we learn in strategy, for instance, which I'm not involved with at my company, or I wasn't at that time. A lot of those things that I learned from one of the professors and the cases that you do, I started to see things at work and challenges at work in a different light. And I think Dylan does a great job of conveying sort of how school combines with work and how there's interplay there. But I think that many students, they hear it, they recognize it, but you don't apply that as much as you should. And I would say definitely the first year it was more about school, with just understanding the basic principles and really focusing more on school. And you have your job and you're trying to figure out sort of that balance. But as you finish your core and you get into your electives, start applying what you're learning. You don't have to wait till you graduate. You should be applying it while you're in school. And the sooner you do it, the better. Just at least I know my employers has seen the impacts, both just qualitatively and quantitatively. And I think that's something that had I known that, or had I applied that, I think would be a better term earlier, it probably would have just helped me even more.